welcome to the first of 4 matches for tonight's TipTop Esports Scrims. We are starting off in Erangel with a flight path taking us over Rozhok, School, Pichinki, Ferry Pier and finishing off at Primorsk. We are looking at Team 3 now, and we have just seen Team 7 and Team 9 drop early, with teams 20, 3 and 15 following just after. With Team 20 going towards Yasnaya Polyana, Team 7 going to Seveny and Team 9 going to Kameshki, staying near to the coast. And we are still with Team 3, watching Team 6 drop with them at Yasnaya Polyana, with Teams 20 nearby and a member of Team 15. So let's go to the match, and we are looking at SFS Shadow, who has just managed to find a Mini 14 and 4-scope, with an Uzi picked up to offer support. With shots being fired, GK has taken down GC Sunseed. And if we have a quick look at the map again, we see teams 12 and 22 nearby, teams 14 and 5, and teams 18 and 16 close together. So if we now have a quick look at the GK team, who are getting some knocks, being close to Team 18 at Rozhok. And we have just seen a grenade being thrown by GK Lessie. Is a knock for GK Lessie, being knocked by GC Not Nan, and Not Nan gets knocked also, with Lazy Cat getting the kill there. With smokes being thrown to act as cover, GK Lessie is being revived. And Leslie is now using a first aid kit to recover 75% health, with boosts being used to regain the remaining 25. And we have the last standing member of Team 18 just at the end of the road by Rozhok, near to the road, taking them across to school. And now that it has fallen quiet at Rozhok, let's have a look at the map and go back to Team 6, who are close by with Team 3. With Team 6 just outside of the zone, with Team 3 firmly on the inside, still at Yasnaya Polyana. And looking at Twix, who appears to be equipped with an AKM and an M16. And we are still with Team 6, who have Team 3 just over at 210, with no shots being fired at the moment. When Team 6 make their way into the zone, it may be Team 3's opportunity to start firing to push them back. And as you may know, the blue zone does its own batch of damage, so it may be a wise choice to let the zone damage them so that Team 3 can get the kills. And if we now have a look at Team PDX, who have a knock and are knocked themselves. And that is BK Assassin getting Pratik there, meaning that PDX Team 5 are now 2 team members down, with Pratish and 7A snaps remaining. And if we now go back to the map, we have Team 5 moving through the open ground, going through Gatka, possibly going towards Hospital or Ruins, with the remaining teams on the far right coming into centre zone, with teams 23 and 16 finding themselves stuck in the centre of a red zone. So let's jump over there now and have a quick look. So we are now with CN1 Pretty Boy, who is driving a buggy through the red zone, going towards Pachinki, with GC Chili Oil getting a knock on the left side there and getting the kill on 69 Spider. And with Team 23 in fast pursuit just behind, Pretty Boy appears to have lost them as they drive further down the road. And here come the bombs from the red zone, with Pretty Boy taking cover inside a building. And there we see Reborn getting GC Chili Oil there on the left hand side. And with the rest of Team 16 grouping together just on the outskirts of Pachinki, with Team 23 nearby, Team 10 on their way, and Teams 9 finding themselves in between Team 22 and Team 20. So let's jump over to Team number 9 now and have a quick look at their progress. And it appears as though we have a Jeep and a buggy in play with Team 9, as they just managed to find their way out of the red zone, going open country, trying to maintain their position in zone at the moment. And we are 8 minutes into match number 1 with 62 players still remaining. It is very much still all to play for the TipTop Esports Scrims. And now we see VGS Manguo just changing cars and getting into another buggy, presumably either because of the damage inflicted on his prior vehicle or due to him running out of fuel. And now they find themselves on the outside of another red zone, with a Jeep just up ahead, with Riffy just running over. And with a slight vehicle collision there, no real damage has been inflicted. And let's have a look at the map now, as we see Team 23 on the left hand side, with teams 8, 15 and 12 coming in from Milta, with teams 20 and 6 nearby coming from the shelter side. So whilst we leave Team 9 scoping in, let's have a quick look at team number 6. And here we see Baloo inside a building at the moment, trying to get a little height. And we have 4 members of Team 6 still remaining. And BKK Parabolum gets a knock on the left-hand side there. So whilst we leave Team 6, let's see if we can jump over now and have a quick look. And here we go. We have Team 14 against Team 4, with Parabolum just falling slightly, inflicting a little damage to himself, but nothing that a good old energy drink cannot cure. And in 1 minute 17 seconds, the zone will change and the blue zone will start pushing the teams in. And as the zones get smaller and smaller, the blue zones will do more and more damage. And we are now back with Team 14, and they are now moving away from the other team, with NS Nobita getting a grenade knock on Rhea Monkey. So let's see if we can jump over there now quickly and have a quick look, with Team 12 going up against Team 8, with Starboy getting the kill on Monkey there, and a grenade. And Rhea TZ knocks NS Starboy. So we have Team 8, 1 team member down. We have Team 12 with 1 knocked. And there we see NS Punisher getting a knock for Team 12. And we now see more knocks coming on the left-hand side, with CT going up against SFS. And Team 12 still fighting Team 8. With Nobita and Spartan going against Langs, with Langs getting a knock on Spartan there. And Nobita almost manages to knock Langs. And Nobita gets knocked from the left-hand side by Rhea TZ, with Starboy and Punisher, the last remaining members of Team 12, who are standing, with Punisher getting knocked and killed by TZ there, with Nobita being finished off by Langs, and Langs getting Spartan. And now we see NS Starboy, the last standing member of Team 12, taking cover in the building, with more grenades being thrown and shots being fired by Team 8. And there we see Starboy getting a knock on Rhea Langs, with Jesus is Lord getting knocked by Starboy. And now we see Team 8 starting to push Starboy, with TZ getting the knock there and going for the revive on Langs. And now whilst Team 8 recover, let's have a look at the map, as we see Team 3 on the edge of the zone, with Team 23 now firing. If we jump over now, we see Aria Jr. taking cover in the open territory, looting a kill box, with 4 kills for Team 23. We are 14 minutes in, halfway through match 1, and we still have 49 players remaining. And now we have just seen Team 6 go up on the map with 35 northeast. And And there we see Unsub knocking Shota and getting the kill there, with Rayleigh getting the rebound. And now that 23 have been left alone, let's move over to another team, as we now see Team 14 and 5 stuck in the red zone, Team 4 on the very edge of the blue zone, with teams 20 and 10 coming in very close together. So let's have a look at DHST and see what happens next. Compound just by school, and we see Rayleigh get knocked by Hazard, and Hazard gets the kill there, leaving 3 members of Team 20 remaining. We have Zoro, Unsub and Jingalola. And we have Team 10 shooting towards Team 6. And now as we go to the bird's eye view, we can take a better look with the Hazard team over at the compound near Southwest. We have Team 6 at the buildings at 145, and we have Team 20 just below, with Team 16 over at 100 near to the school, and the surrounding areas remaining quiet. So let's stay with Team 6 and Team 20 as we get a little bit of rotation, with 9 Aria getting knocked by Carr, Wild Alone getting Rhea, and Langs knocking Elton, with Danny getting a knock there also. And now we are looking again at Team 23 going up against the last 2 members of Team 8, with Aria on very little health and TZ taking cover inside a building, with Danny looking to push, with a grenade being prepared. And unfortunately not doing enough damage. And Teddy manages to get the knock on TZ with a grenade, with Langs over towards right, and Wild Alone gets the kill there. And there we see CM1 Pretty Boy being knocked by an explosion as we take a quick look, and it appears as though he was knocked by the red zone, but has just been revived by a teammate and will want to take cover before being hit again. And here we see Team 22 driving by. And now Team 16 jump in the car to move down towards the apartments, with Team 22 coming in from the right side. Now to move in. We see smokes being thrown as Jingalala takes a little cover. Killed there. By Ange, leaving 2 members remaining of Team 16 going up against Team 23, who were taking the upper floors of this particular apartment building. And now we see Ange throwing a grenade but not being able to get a knock there. And then Gwidi gets coldness on the left hand side there, with Donghua going down also. And that is another kill for the IC team. And whilst we leave Team 16 momentarily, let's move over to Team 23, who are shooting towards Team 14. With Team 23 on the inside of zone. If Team 14 try and push forward, they may be pushed back, allowing the blue zone to get some knocks. With Aria just relocating to get shots at Team 6, who are inside school, with Team 20 nearby. And now we see Aria using a bandage to recover a little health, with SFS Shadow getting a grenade knock there. And now we see Ria Langsdown and Gwidi getting the knock on YZZ. And Team 14 continue to shoot towards Team 23, with Aria moving the car to cover. Moving a Jeep. And Team 23 firing still with Aria firing into the smoke at Team 6, who are trying to make their way into zone, being very closely by blue zone, and Barcelona gets Wade and Zoro gets and Danny gets Parabolum, with Xinyan getting Guidi. And that is SFS Roman getting some kills, with Wild Alone and getting Wade, and the play zone getting a knock also, with Zoro finishing off Morgan. And LDI James managing to get himself, with Lazy Cat joining the action there. And now we are nearing the end of game number 1. We are 23 minutes in. We have 19 players remaining, and we are watching Team 23, 9 Aria. With grenades being thrown, and Killer is knocked by IC, with Aria also, and Hazard Poach is down, with Yo-Yo being the last standing member of Team 10. And we are now seeing the return of GK getting a few knocks and kills there, with 2 members of Hazard still down. And Aria using a DP28 to push them back, with Poach just missing cover there, giving Aria another kill. And that is a second kill for the Hazard team for 9 Aria. with Team 23 or members of Team 23 and Team 10 in the zone. It is more work still to come from Team 15, Team 20 and Team 17, with 7 players remaining, now going down to 6, with a knock of GK Alessi and IC going down, and the play zone knocking a member of GK. And that is the end of match 1, with Hazard getting the win there with 5 kills, with 9 coming second, GK coming third, and IC coming fourth. If you have enjoyed this stream, please give it a follow and stay tuned for new content added daily. We will be back in just a few moments for game 2. This is TipTop Esports Scrims. I am Ab Summer, and I will see you in just a moment.